They have a right to expect you to behave properly in private life, or if they come up to you and they want an autograph or a picture, and I always try to, even though sometimes it's extremely annoying. I don't think they want to know. The public, I mean, they don't. I mean, they're not interested. All the letters I got saying we don't care what you're doing in public, in your private life. As long as when I'm at Watford, I behave myself and represent my club properly, which I've always done. They've, you know, most of the people that have written to me said they don't care. As long as you're not doing any harm to anybody else. And I think your private life should be your private life. But if you're going to go out and be who I am, you've got to expect a little bit of flack from various quarters if you misbehave.
Those allegations in The Sun, I mean, I know that it's a subject of litigation, so obviously I sort of can't ask you whether they're true or anything like that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I was just wondering whether, because you've been, in a way, so honest in the past, like how many years ago you gave an interview and you said, I'm a bisexual.
11 years ago, yeah.
That maybe you ask for it by almost being too open with people.
I don't think I'm, you know, I don't... Yeah, I think if you're going to say something, you've got to expect the flack back. It was just that I couldn't figure out why they were doing it. And I think it was just, it sounded like an editorial decision gone mad. And they've not only done it to me, they've done it to David Steele, they've done it to Paul Young, they've done it to George Michael. And there are lots of rumours going around that they're out to get George Michael, the Sun, will pay lots of money for any photographs, whatever. I think people are thoroughly sick and tired of it. I know the circulation went down when I was on the front page anyway. Quite rightly so. I just think it's they're a disgusting bunch, or the people involved are disgusting. Not everybody who works at the Sun are disgusting. I've had phone calls from people who work for News Limited who have been very helpful. I know a lot of sports journalists who have been really nice, who I'm very friendly with, and I would never, ever go and lump them in with a lot. It's just 3 or 4 people who've got it in for me, that's all, and you just have to take it on the chin and then get them back.
Do you live in constant fear of something from your past coming up and haunting you?
I live in constant fear of that,
very big
that fly coming on there. That's Nigel Dempster going to sting me. No, really? No, I'm not. I haven't got any skeleton closets. I haven't got any skeletons in my closet, really. But they're part of my private life. I haven't done it in public to be ashamed of. And if they're going to bring that all up, then let them bring it up, but I'll have them in court.
Are you not immune to it now when you open a newspaper? Do you think, oh, I think tomorrow's fish and chip paper? Yeah,
I am a bit immune to it. The thing that it really hurts other people who work for you or work with you, or the people at the football club, people who work in the office, because they have to deal on a day-to-day basis. You can hide at home for 3 weeks, maybe. When people are going to them, well, what about this, what about that? And they go to work 5, 6 days a week, and they have that thrown at them by various people, probably. But I think I'm totally immune to it now. I mean, I don't think really they could write anything else. But
it's the people around you, isn't it?
Yeah, they get affected by it. My family were affected by it, and the people at Watford were affected by it a lot.
Elton John, I'm sorry if we kept you waiting. We've been watching Elton and Anne at 8:20 all this week, but things shuffled around just a little bit this morning. Hope it was worthwhile. Tomorrow, let me tell you, Elton will be talking to Annie about his home and family life, and that again at around about 8:20.
Redecorate and stuff like that. It gives them something to do. They like the warm weather, and it's great for them. It's instead of just staying in one place down in Sussex and just staying there and just doing nothing, they want another challenge, so they're moving to Spain, and good luck to them. It's not that far away, so I'll be able to go and see them.
The very few times I've ever seen your mum interviewed or anything, she strikes me as the sort of... I mean, she hasn't changed a bit with having a famous son.
No.
She sounds to me as though she'd collar you just as easily or give you advice.
I know what my mum's thinking if even I'm in America and she's in Sussex. You can feel the Atlantic freeze. She has the ability to do that. You can't ever get one. Mothers are an extraordinary breed of people, as you're about to find out, because they have a telepathy. I mean, and you can't really get one over on them. They know, they're very protective, but on the other hand, you really can't. I don't know of any mother that you can really get one over. They're very special people. Women are special like that anyway. I always find that women are far more intuitive than men. They know what's going on more. I don't know, they have a special segment of their brain that men haven't been able to find yet. It's very infuriating.
Tell me about your home.
My home?
Since you won't let Lloyd Grossman go around it, tell us about it.
It needs redecorating. Perhaps you'd like to do it. It's a big house, but a homely house, and it works if people are there. And I've been in there for 12 years now, and it desperately needs things. it needs me being there for a year, 2 years to sort things out. I mean, you just can't. You know, if Renata says, what do you think about this? We had a kitchen that took for a year, but I was never there to see what was going on, and you can't sort of redecorate and say, what walls would you like here, unless you're home for a period of time. That's what I intend to do for the next year or so. Be at home. I'm going to record in England this year, so that we can spend some time at home and do things together. I think she's a bit frightened of doing things without me being there, because she doesn't know what my tastes are. We've been married 3.5 years, and we don't know whether we like the walls white or the walls blue. So that's the essential part of things, is to redecorate the house and just go through it and thin out some stuff. I've got every T-shirt.
You collect things, don't you?
I don't. I'm a hoarder. My mother says, "Why don't you throw things away?" She said, "Look at this bloody old rubbish." And but I collect things that fans send me. I'm a book collector. I'm a record collector. I'm a painting collector. I must have a disease. People have agoraphobia.
Collectivitis.
What's it called?
I don't know. Collectivitis.
Yes.
Yeah, I know that you collect hats, because you were showing me a wonderful hat you'd bought for Renata. You're very much into hats.
Well, well, I'm very much into everything. I mean, I can't really sort of buy one sort of thing. I collect everything, so that's got to be honed down. I mean, that hat I've just bought Renata that's why we've got to move some stuff out. That was big enough. I grew up with inanimate objects as being my friends, because I didn't really have that many friends. And I kind of like possessions. Sometimes I go to people's houses and they have nothing in them, and I think, I wish I could be like that. And just have nothing, you know. And I like, you go into it, and there's nothing on the walls, and it's very bare, and I think, wish I could be like that. But I can't be. It's my personality to be like I am, and it's too late to change.
The one great thing, apart from what socialist people might say, I suppose, about collecting things and having lots of things around you, is you can leave them to your children. You used to say you wanted a family. Do you think you still do? I just really have to concentrate on making sure that I'm happy and that Renata's happy at the moment. That's the last thing really having on my mind anymore. I just think I want a year off and see how we go, and just it would be nice, but really the most important thing is just to have some time off to spend with Renata.
Oh, that's really cute. And tomorrow Elton is going to be talking about his incredibly successful songwriting partnership with Bernie Taupin, who of course has given us so many brilliant hits.
Right.
And by the way, there's a special treat, because Elton's actually going to be singing one of those songs tomorrow, so you must watch out for that. Right now, we'll take a break. Hello again. Now, in a final excerpt from Anne's chat with Elton John, they talk about his special partnership with the lyricist Bernie Taupin. Of course, their association resulted in classics like Rocket Man and Crocodile Rock. And by way of a treat for TVAM viewers, Elton agreed to perform a live version of his own favourite, Your Song. But first, how did he and Bernie actually meet?
There was an advert that went in on the 17th of June in the New Musical Express, 1967.
You don't remember that very accurately, do you?
Well, no, because I didn't know, but Bernie's... I phoned Bernie this week and said, do you know it's the 17th that advert went in? I said, no, I didn't. That it was. And that said Liberty Records, who were forming their own independent company away from EMI Records, wanted singer-songwriters, so I thought I'll have a go at that, though I couldn't sing. I thought I might be able to write songs. And through various people, the guy called Ray Williams, who started us off, introduced... well, he didn't introduce me to Bernie, he just said, listen, I've got these lyrics from this guy in Lincolnshire, because I'm not very good with lyrics at all. And I went and wrote some songs to the melodies to the lyrics, and it all evolved from there. It's a long, complicated, but that's actually how it started.
Yeah, you've got quite a unique relationship with Bernie Taupin.
Yeah, we never see each other.
Well, he lives in Los Angeles now,
yeah, I mean, it's quite an achievement to last for 20 years, the fact that we haven't really had any major arguments or anything. We found, no way.
How does the relationship work, then? If you don't see each other an awful lot, how does a sort of brown envelope just arrive through your front door one morning?
Sort of. I mean, that's an extreme way of putting it, but it's kind of like that. I mean, it was like that in the beginning. We were living together in the one room at my parents' flat in Northwood Hills, and he would give me a lyric, and I would go up to the piano, write it, and then say, hey, come and listen to this. It's never been a matter of collaboration. I don't think we've ever collaborated on one song. 99% of the time, it's lyrics first, melodies second. I've never questioned the way it works. There's a chemistry between us, so you don't question it, you just get on and do it. It's a great relationship. I can't really ever think of me being without Bernie, not just in songwriting terms, but just as a friend. it's an achievement in the fact that I still think as much of him as I've always done, and I think he is as much of me. And in this business, it's kind of, sometimes people get pulled apart, great relationships get pulled apart because of jealousies, because of other people.
What's his favourite song of yours and
I have
his?
no idea. That'd be interesting, actually, to list what his favourite songs were or are. My favourite songs aren't necessarily the ones that have been hits. They're the more obscure tracks of things like Blue Moves, Tumbleweed Connection, songs like Come Down in Time, Amarina.
Your song is one of his?
Yes.
Do you remember how you wrote that?
I remember writing it. I remember just writing it and